Hey guys, today we are going to discuss about PHP and MySQL, that how to insert data from a web form into MySQL database via PHP. So let's start. I'm going to share my screen with you. So first of all, let's start our XAMPP. I'm going to use XAMPP, Apache start, MySQL start, and both are green now. We are ready to go. The editor I'm going to use is basically Notepad++, and this is what I'm going to use. So first of all, let's create a simple HTML form. Okay, so HTML close, tags are closed. Okay, body starts and body closed. Let's create a simple form method get action. Action is the page where we are going to send this form's data. Let's call it insert.php, and form is closed. All right, so we have simply this form. Let's save it, and I'm saving it. I have created a folder called YouTube. So I'm going to C drive. In my C drive, this is XAMPP and htdocs, and here is YouTube, and I'm going to call it index.php. And notice here one small thing. I want to keep this .text. I don't want to search where is PHP from all this list. So keep it .text, but in, if I save it, it will be saved as index.php.text actually, which is not good. I want to save as .php. So just surround this name by these double quotes in the beginning and at the end, so you can keep it as text. All right, so now you see color is changed. So this form is empty right now. Let's add one field in it. Input type is equal to text. We will type something inside, and it should have a name. This name is variable. Let's call it email. So we want to submit email. So let's give it a label email. Okay. So just one is enough at this point. And now we need to see how does it look like. Okay. So let's open our browser, localhost. Let's see it's working. Okay. We can see welcome page. Now dashboard, we don't need dashboard. We need our YouTube. That is you can have any other folder name, index.php. All right, good. So this is email, and I have one text form, but I don't have any submit button to submit. So let's create that one. So here we can say input type submit, and its value, its value is submit. All right, save it, run it. All right, here is the button, submit now. Okay, so when I click submit, it goes there. Notice the URL always, and it's an insert.php, and it's empty. It says unknown MySQL, this. So we will see these things. Okay. So insert.php. I need to create now insert.php, which I have created one. So I will go through with you with that file. So it's insert.php. Because we want to save this email that we are sending here or from here to some DB. So we must create a DB first. Then I'll come back to discuss with you about this insert. All right. So let's go and open a new tab. localhost. Here is phpMyAdmin. This is, click on here and it will lead you to the MySQL DB, and let's wait for it. And if you see it's waiting here, it's going to connect. All right, here we are. I want to create a new database. So let's create a new DB here. Let's call it eShop and create. All right, in this eShop, let's create over there here, create one table. Let's call it product. Okay. Let's call it user instead first, and let's create just two columns. Okay, users and two columns. There we go. All right, here it says what should be the name of the DB columns. I say let's say ID and email of the user. ID is always integer, let's keep it. Email can be varchar because people can have like uh, mix of numbers and characters, so we can have varchar. Value 255, let's put 255 by default. However, for ID, let's create AI, auto increment. It's not artificial intelligence, it's auto increment. Okay, for this one. Okay, save it. All right, cool. Now we have the structure of this table. As you can see, structure and ID, because we put auto increment, so it automatically creates it as primary key. All right, so remember we have eShop and users, and inside we have these two columns. So in our auto increment, we do not need to provide ID. It will auto add 1, 2, 3, 4, and email address we will provide, like user is inserting that one. Now let's go to our code. So whenever we press this submit button, this email is like our variable. It will contain our value, and this value will go to insert.php. And now we'll see insert.php. Let me delete all this so that you are very clear what's going on. Now see PHP. This is insert.php. Server name is localhost. This is DB server, database server. Database name is eShop. Username is root. Password you keep it empty. So these are the credentials to connect to our DB. This is a PHP method called MySQL, and here we are providing these values: server, DB name, username, password, in this sequence. And we're creating object of this actually constructor. This is inside the library PHP, these uh, XAMPP library that they have. So connection, okay, this is the connection, and now we have uh, to check whether connection is valid or not. So I'm going to have, all right, so check connection now. So using this object connection, connect underscore error, die connection failed, and concatenation connection connect error. So we want to show if there is any kind of error, maybe our DB name is incorrect, username is incorrect, password is incorrect, or anything else is incorrect. So then we will get this connection error. All right. And we want to show that, okay, connection failed, and what is the error. So this is the static variable that is going to give us the message. Next, we need to get that email, this one, email that is coming from the other side. So better we put like this. We check whether something is coming from the other side from the form or not. So if is set, right? Is set is a method, $ underscore, we say get. Why get? Because we are using this get method. Okay. If I use post method, then I should write post over there. So let's put get first. Okay, get, and this parenthesis for is set, and this is for if. Okay, get what? Get email. We're checking if it's not empty, then do what? Then we say, okay, create our own variable, call it name, email, sorry, call it email, and then we get it from the form that has submitted, correct? Now we are here. Let's try whether we are getting it or not. So always do this testing email, all right, so that we can check whether we are receiving it or not. All right, let's go back, refresh this page, and let's say I type my email address. All right, cool. So now notice, see, always keep checking this URL, YouTube insert.php. This is the email variable and this is the value I'm getting. Okay. So this at sign is replaced with this code, percentage sign 40. All right, good. So now we are getting this. Let's put it in our DB table that we have created just now. Okay, so how to insert that? So for that one, we have a simple thing. Let's create a query for that one. Okay, so the query is this: insert into users. We don't have a name, so we have just email. We have ID, but ID is auto increment. Okay, so this is a simple query. Insert into users in his email, where values is this email that is we are getting from here. And this whole query is surrounded by double quotes. And whenever we have varchar, better put it single quotes around it. If it is an integer, we don't need to put single quote. So this whole thing is basically is in this variable. Now do what? Then next step is literally easy. Okay, so we say, okay, now execute this query. So this SQL, which contains this thing, and then we execute this query. All right. Okay, using that connection object. This is the built-in method. So query, and then we are passing this query so that just execute it. By the way, it is always a good idea before you run the query, let's echo query as well and see how does it look like. Okay, let's do that, and let's go back, refresh the page, always keep refreshing, submit. Okay, this is how it looks like. Insert into users, email, values. Okay, it looks like fine. All right, so now we can comment this and uncomment that. Okay, just refresh this page and we see nothing. Let's see. Let's go to DB and browse. Okay, there we go. We have successfully inserted our record. Okay. All right, there is one small thing we want to check whether query was successfully inserted or not. So there is one simple thing we can do is, okay, I can put like this: if this one returns true, then we print echo message, record successfully inserted. Else, if something went wrong, then we can say record did not go through. Okay, sorry. All right, so let's go back and this time refresh and give another variable, email address. Okay, good. Record successfully inserted. Let's see. There we go. We have another record. All right. So thank you very much. This is as simple as this. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comments and I will address all those questions. Thank you very much.